Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Malaga Insiders. I'm Tony, and today I'm joined with Chris. How are you doing, Chris?
Um, okay, I guess I'm very sick, so you're hosting today. Everybody's on holiday still, and it was only you and me available. So I'm here, but I'm not here because I feel. For the people who watch on YouTube, I you can see my eyes. Well, it's not what's left of me. But here we are.
Another week, but another win. Let's speak about the last win of Las Palmas. Well, it was a great win, even though we didn't play that great. I think it's a very happy result, to be honest, because those are games that last year we would draw or lose. And now we got a win in Gran Canaria, what I think is a very, very good effort of the team.
I agree. I
Yeah.
don't think many teams will win in in Gran Canaria. So it's a very good win. I have
Yeah.
to say I agree and disagree with you on a not so great game. Mainly because very difficult to play in against Las Palmas, and I don't think, as I've said, not many teams will win there. So, and I didn't think we were that bad. There was one thing which I'll save for the end of this review that I disliked a lot.
Okay. Well, to go back on the part that we didn't play well, we don't think we played bad, but we didn't really play our usual game. So maybe that's why I refer to playing not as good. But we handled the pressure. Alfonso Herrero, I thought was great. Being as strong as he was last season, make this great performance today. Also, want to give a good shout out to Juanpe. I think Juanpe criticized him pretty heavily. I think now the last two games, when he came on against Real Sociedad B and now playing against Las Palmas, I think he did great. So big up to Juanpe. Also Murillo, also stepping up after Alex Pastoros gone. I think he played pretty good game against very difficult team. So that shows that, like, even though if we miss some important players, we still have the backups are standing in and making that step forward to fight for their place in the first team.
I do agree. I think Murillo did a great job, and the only thing I expected was because Murillo got a yellow card very early in the match, and he had those little fouls which could give him, well, not in the first half, but it took a lot of balls, let's say balls, to keep him on the pitch in the second half, because as a center back there, the strikers are going to look for you to make that second, to get that second yellow, to make the foul, and to get you sent off. So, but he did really well in the second half as well. So I think Murillo played a great match. And I think we still have good backups for our center backs because we still have Angel Recio and we have Ainer Galilea as backups.
Yep, definitely think we're quite strong there. Uh, some players that I didn't really like, even though they did all right attacking wise, especially Puga. But the backs, I was not too big of a fan. Also, Las Palmas had some very great wingers, especially Ale Garcia. I really liked him last game against Las Palmas. Of course, he played for Antequera a couple of seasons ago, so he really he was pretty good. But I think we could handle him enough to not concede. One negative name is still Victor. After 3 games, not really. Even though last week it was not too bad against Real Sociedad B, I think this week, maybe with the early yellow card, it just wasn't his game. I don't think attacking wise he did anything. And defending, nearly conceded a penalty with the handball, what was offside.
I,
Luckily,
I don't think he's a bad player, but I just think that Dani Sanchez is better.
yeah.
And we saw that in the second half when Dani Sanchez came on, that there was a lot of more pressure from Malaga to go forward.
And Danny Sanchez has a lot of offensive power, way more
Yeah,
than Victor.
and as Johan
Uh,
Cruyff said, there is no better way of defending than to attack, because when you're attacking, you won't get a goal against you. But you also have to say, because that's also a thing, that with Las Palmas taking a defender off and bringing another striker on. I mean, that also gives away some space at their defense. So I don't know. I think in the first half, Malaga was the better team in the first 11 minutes, and then Las Palmas were in the rest of the first half because Las Palmas had some great chances,
Yeah,
uh, uh, and I think we were lucky that we have a goalkeeper with the name of Alfonso Herrero because it should be 2 or 3-0 down. I mean, yeah, you-
yeah,
we are lucky to have such a good goalkeeper. There was also the penalty moment. Um, I don't know if it's doubtful because I was listening to the guys from POPO, and I think they made a lot of sense in what they say. I mean, the handsball, you have to be really, really blind, but really blind to not see the handball because I mean, I've seen a lot of handsballs in my life, but this one probably was one of the most clearest ones. But then there
it's
was the
just away.
offside. Hmm?
He
What?
literally just hit it away for
Yeah,
no reason.
yeah. But then there was the offside situation, and I don't know the rules in football with VAR or linesmen's, and in combination with the offside rule. But I think it, in my opinion, I think it's a good. It was a good decision because he was offside. It
Offside,
was
offside.
it was very minimal, very minimal. So
Yeah,
that's also what they said on the POPO podcast. I think they are biased, we are biased. It took a long time. That's the thing I don't understand because it's easy to draw a line, right? You got the
yeah.
line in a second.
And
So
also something I didn't understand neither was why didn't they let Malaga counterattack finish? Because Malaga
because he
had a
whistled,
pretty good chance that.
but he whistled for the. Oh yeah, he
Yeah, should
whistled for the penalty, didn't
have.
he?
Yeah, I don't know too much of the rules in
I don't
referees.
know.
I think it's all, yeah, it's all depending on which side you look at it, they can be in favor or against you. So,
I think that's a bit the problem. We all lose track with all this VAR and all the new rules versus the old rules, and I don't know. I get lost. So I don't know.
yeah.
But
Uh,
it is what it
Rafa
is.
again.
Rafa again.
Rafa again.
Yeah, what can we say about him?
It's roughly 120 minutes played in total for Malaga, 4 goals, and most of those goals are pretty important, maybe except for the one of last season against, I don't know, what was one of the last games. Burgos, I think. For the rest, the goal against Eibar, pretty important. The goal of last week against El Ciudad, the bicycle kick, really important as well, and a beauty. And this week again, really nice goal, long shot. He just takes the chance and he takes the risk and it pays off. So it's
Is it still luck, or which will come to an end, or do we have the new Pirlo in the making?
I think that's a little bit early to say, but for now on, it's paying off quite well.
In Holland, we say if you bump your head once, it's an accident. If you bump your head twice, it can still be an accident. But if you bump your head for a third time, you're an idiot.
Let's see next week against Granada. Maybe he can bring us the wins again.
I mean, it's crazy how
Yeah,
how easy because it's a shot from outside the box. It's placed very well. I mean, it's not a stunning goal. I mean, let's be honest. But it's the way how he puts it in the back of the net, which at his age and with his, I mean, he how many minutes did he play last time? 60 when he scored 3 times.
yeah, I think plus the last week's game is like I think he's at 120 minutes, something like that.
For
I think
20
I saw
minutes, and
roughly. I don't know exactly the number, but not a lot.
being so many moments so important for a football team is I don't know.
Yeah,
exciting to see and to see what's coming next for him. And I like him in every kind of way. He works hard. He has the scoring ability, and I think he brings more than Dani Lorenzo at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've not been too big of a fan from Dan Lorenzo since he came back from his injury this season. I did really like Dani Lorenzo before the injury, especially in the promotion season in Primera Ref. But yeah, since his injury, yeah, I think he just needs a little bit more time. I do think he's got enough quality to show for Malaga, especially last season against Levante. I think the game was he played quite well until his injury came back again. It was a shame. So,
Did it
but
did it surprise you that Chupete started again?
yes and no. I was not too big of a fan of Chupete this game. I think he's starting because Nino is not here with us next week against Granada because he's with Spain under 21. So I think
Yeah,
maybe that's why he started. For the rest, I don't really know. I do like Chupete in general because he does give a lot of space, but I don't think he was very useful against Las Palmas.
I think he hasn't been very useful this season yet for Malaga. And we know that he's a great player, and I know that maybe not having Dione around him changes. I don't know, because we don't have real like what we have now is two talents. Nino's still young, and Chupete is very young, and we have Eneko around him. But you don't have a person like Dione at the back, like advising them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. And I think it's a very big uh, step up as well for Chupete this season. He's been given a number 9 now. He's been written in as a formal first team player, not a Malagueño player anymore. So I think he really needs to step up as well and
But
show,
that
show
also
the
brings a
trust.
lot of pressure with you, doesn't it?
I think he
Having
does.
having the number 9 on your shirt, knowing that there's no Atletico Malagueño to fall back on. I mean, last season he was a stand-in, and of course he started a few times, but the pressure wasn't on him. The pressure was more on Dione,
Yeah,
on Rocco Baturina, and now the pressure is on him and on Nino. And I think Nino shows a bit more, and Chupete is hiding a bit. It feels like it that way for me, but we will have to see. It's still early in the season. We only have played 3 matches, but I'm already hearing in the area of Malaga playoffs. Should we go for playoffs? What is possible? I don't know.
I think we still need to be happy with the 50 points. And once we get to 50 points, we can look upwards. I
Well, I
think
said that
with that,
to my neighbor yesterday. He's for Cadiz, and he said, "Wow, Malaga, great start of the season." And I said, "Yeah," but I said, if we win on Saturday, that means we have 10 points. That means we only need 14 more points to be safe another
yeah,
season. And that's the only thing I think about. And I think
I,
our signings have been great. But after watching Malaga for so many years, it's hard to believe that we could look at playoffs or
and I,
it's a very long season. Segunda is probably the most difficult competition in Spain. I don't know. I mean, everybody can win against anyone, and we will have to see where it goes. But for now, I think very good. The thing I really disliked, or I disliked, made me angry a bit towards the end when the spaces came on the pitch for Malaga. We had a lot of opportunities to get a second goal, but the way we tried to get there wasn't so nice because we many occasions we had a situation where it was two Malaga players um, against one Las Palmas player, or two Las Palmas players against three Malaga players. But we weren't precise. It felt like we didn't know what to do in the counter.
No, I think we missed a lot of opportunities at the end. I think Joaquin should have made the 2-0 there. He played a
Yeah,
pretty good game, except for that. I think that really dragged. If he would have scored that, it would have been a very good game of him. But you can't miss those chances. We
and
missed too many of those. And then normally, or last things, you would probably concede in last minute. Luckily, that didn't happen, and not to be all negative now neither, because I do think it's very, very good result. But we just can't miss those chances. I think Danny Sanchez had one or two as well. Someone else had another one at the end. I forgot the name now who it was. But we had a couple of chances at the end where we should have finished it, at least make it 2-0 in
yeah,
Gran Canaria. And then you don't need to play with that stress anymore that we played to, because at the
we
end of the
weren't
day,
decisive. And if there's one place where you can concede a goal, it's at Gran Canaria.
yeah,
It's against Las Palmas because what a team! They have a really great team.
yeah, phenomenal team.
Does it mean that we won? That we didn't deserve to win? I find that hard to believe because we fought for it. Um, we had one shot on target last Saturday, and that was the goal of Rafa. I think maybe a draw would be the best result.
I
The
think against
most,
Las Palmas, we also had one shot on target, but also was a Rafa's goal.
yeah, I think they deserve the point, Las Palmas. I'm honest. I'm happy that they don't get it though. But I also think in football you have to be lucky.
You need to be lucky. You need to be lucky. Like at the end of the day, there will also be games where we won't win and we will play better. It happened
I
many
mean,
times to us, and that will come this season as well. That we maybe next week we have Granada, 0 points. That doesn't mean that we're already going to win that game. Not at
no,
all. Granada needs it a lot, and they haven't been playing that great. But like if we lose, it's also not a drama, and if we win, it's also not promoted. We need to just keep keep this path going. We're doing very well, and just still think for me, still the 50 points first. Hopefully, get that as soon as possible, and then we can look up, because I do think there is chance. Because Segunda, there's always chance. You can beat anyone,
yeah,
what you said earlier. You can lose to anyone. So I definitely think Malaga still has a chance to do something, and we will lose games that we uh, are supposed to win, and we will win games that we will probably deserve to lose or to draw. That's
I think
football, and we need that luck. Sometimes we will get unlucky.
I think when you look at every top of the league, the one who takes the league, who wins the league, is always the one who gets most lucky in the season.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also,
So
you try to deserve your luck because you play a
yeah,
certain way that you will get in good positions to get lucky. And same as the team at relegate, they don't really play anything, and you also have bad luck, but you get yourself a position to don't get lucky. So it's all about confidence. It's all about rachas, about streaks. I forgot the word in English. So and especially in Segunda, it's no safe bet.
no, it's not.
No.
So Malaga won 3 points. We going to the news?
Yeah, we can go to the news. Or you want to say something about the preview against Granada?
Nah, we keep
Or
Granada for the last bit.
then we go into the news. Well, starting off deadline day, since we recorded was 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah,
So we lost out on Ben Sador. Malaga was negotiating with him to replace Luismi. But last day of the summer market, he joined Levante, and that is quite a shame because I think he would have been a quality player to add to the team. He was very good with Racing, so it's yeah, it's disappointed, and also disappointing that Malaga had no reaction for that same day.
I have to say, at a several point, I believe it was 7 o'clock at night. All everything pointed towards Malaga signing him because, from what I've heard, Levante said no, and then that seemed off the table. Malaga had a good position for Vencedor, but I think 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe half an hour before the transfer market closed, he ended up signing for Levante anyways.
Yeah, but that's what happens when we're in Segunda. Primera teams comes in, and I can't
Yeah,
blame the guy. Played Segunda last year, did a very good year. Big team comes in. It is what it is. That's for us being in this position. Also having an administrator to not be able to financially back him up enough to convince him to go to us with money wise. So it's a shame, but that can happen. It's football as well.
yeah, but it's good to see Malaga seeing after going after a different level of players because
Yeah.
I think the player we're going to discuss next also his former team also played in Primera Division.
Yeah. I'm talking about that. Brasanac, Serbian player, 33 years of age, I think he is. 32, 33.
Played for
Played Leganes last year. 33 games in Primera División. And yeah, I think he could be, it should be or close to be official. And if it
yeah,
doesn't
been
happen,
negotiating for 3 days, I believe, right?
yeah, they've been negotiating what Radio Marca reported for 3 days. And that on the deadline day, he asked for a €500,000 salary. So see
So
what
it's a bit much, isn't it, for
I
Malaga?
think it's a little bit too much, and also for a 33-year-old player. Does he have the quality? Yes, because he played enough in the Primera División last year. Also played for teams like Osasuna, Alaves, Betis. So in first and second division for those teams. So is he proven? Yes. Do we need to pay him 500,000 euro salary? I think that's a little bit too much because there's probably someone in the Malagueño that we don't even know as well that could make that jump and could
I
come
don't know.
every season.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know because a Malagueño player doesn't come with the experience he has.
But every year they do have players that come and make their chance. Look at
That's
Rafa.
good, but you also need
Always-
experienced players.
Yeah, no, I do think it's good to sign an older guy. I definitely
I
think that
think
it's
it's good to sign someone who's coming from Primera Division because I think not many players of our team ever played in Primera Division, and I think you can bring a different mentality maybe to other players. Maybe he's more professional, maybe not. I don't know, but he's. I think players from Primera give you a lot more.
yeah. No, I do agree with that, and I
So
don't
I
think
think it's worth it.
neither a bad signing, but 500k quite a lot of money for Malaga, and I don't know if that's worth it at the end of the day.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. That
But
100%.
if you never take a chance, you will never get somewhere. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what of things I think. Well, there wasn't much news for the rest, was there?
No, the only other news is I don't know if we discussed this last week. Nino is at the sub 21 of Spain, what I think will give him some good experience. That will always be useful. With Roberto, it did pretty good as well. So let's see. I hope we will miss him next week, but I think Enko will be back. Sorry, so we will have two strikers, and if not, we can just play Rafa striker because he's scoring as well.
Yeah.
So I do think there's enough backup there. So let's see. That was kind of the news for this week. Maybe there's something else, but
Not much
yeah,
going on, but also
no,
always in the last week of the transfer window because clubs are very busy
yeah,
with um, with trying to get new players. One fun story: Memo Choa. Have you heard it?
yeah. I heard it.
He almost signed with Burgos, former Malaga goalkeeper, famous for his curly hair and his bandana during the World Cup with Mexico.
And his
But
performance in the World Cup.
but he just left.
Yeah, Went for a coffee and never came back.
He went for a coffee and never came back.
Yeah, that is quite that is quite yeah, a funny story. Not funny for Burgos, but funny for us
I think he's the most
because
overrated goalkeeper on earth.
even though he's still 40 years of age. Sorry?
I think he's one of the most overrated
Oh,
goalkeepers
Chris
on earth.
disconnected. Well, even though he's 40 years old, I still think he would have been a great, difficult player to play against. But I'm more than confident in Alfonso Herrero to be the better goalkeeper. So
I
no
think he's
scared in that.
overrated. I really think he's an overrated goalkeeper.
Sorry?
I think he's an overrated goalkeeper. Tonie?
Yeah, he's overrated. Well, I think he had fantastic World Cups, but then when he joined Malaga, us being the star goalkeeper after Caballero left, 2014, I think, he just couldn't play against Kameni. Kameni was just a better goalkeeper. Even though I remember the first game of the season, it was like, why is Kameni playing off Ochoa? But after that, Kameni became certified club legend. I think he did very, very well after that, and Ochoa was never to be seen anymore. Played a couple of games when Kameni got injured, but
I
then with a
remember.
couple of loans.
I remember in that time when Ochoa played for Malaga that one season. Well, he didn't play when he was on the bench for Malaga one season. That every time Malaga played and he was not playing, you would get a few thousand Mexican people on Malaga's Facebook page, uh, like shouting and screaming. How do you call that? Saying nasty words towards Malaga because he didn't play. It was thousands of only Mexican people on match days who would respond, and it was all people saying a lot of bad words
Should have been
towards
better than
Malaga people.
should have been better. Was not better than Kameni. So easy choice then for Javi Garcia.
But that was a fun time. I have the phone number of Malaga's former press officer of that time. I'm going to ask him how the time was when Malaga played, and the Mexicans and Ochoa was at Malaga. How the Mexicans responded and what they think about it. It's a fun story.
Yeah.
What is also, well, maybe not a fun story, which is a great
Yeah.
story because he's a great person. He knows everything about Segunda, and we know nothing about Segunda. So we are going to listen to Alex Fitzpatrick, and this worries me a bit.
Could not find out.
Oh, oh, that's not going right. I always have that. What can we do about that? This. There we go.
Malaga take on Granada this weekend, and you could not find a better time to play your fellow Andalusian side. They are 3 out of 3 and not in a good way. 3 defeats in 3 games for Granada, and in every single one of those games, they have had a player sent off. So maybe you'll see a slightly different Granada if they can keep 11 men on the pitch. However, they are a club in crisis, not just because of the results, but because of what was happening off the pitch. Go and check out our free newsletter on patreon.com/Spanish Segunda Show for all the details on that. But essentially, they've had to get rid of their star striker, Stoichkov, and they've brought in Baldini, a man who's been a couple of years in Segunda without really playing much or scoring many goals since a successful year with Fuenlabrada 4 or 5 years ago. So a team in crisis, youth team players across the back, suspensions as well, and all is not rosy for Granada. A good time to be playing them and welcoming them to La Rosaleda for this Andalus derby on the weekend.
The thing that worries me, why, is the thing where he says the best moment to play them, and that we actually have a chance.
Yeah.
That worries me because every time I hear Alex say that, that week we play shit. And that doesn't mean Malaga is wrong, or sorry, I mean Alex is wrong, because I think Alex is right. But I think Malaga listened to the podcast, the players, and then they hear Alex talk, and then I always shit myself when he talks about like Las Palmas, for example. I think, oh, we're going to lose, and then we win. But when I hear him say, "Oh, it's a good moment to play them," trouble in the club, everything, that worries me because I think the players are then thinking, "Oh, easy, easy," but it isn't easy. Nothing is easy with Malaga. Nothing has been easy so far this season, if we're being honest. What do you think about Granada?
I think Granada, even though they're on 0 points and not looking too good in the last games, I don't think they're a team that we should definitely undermine. I think that next game they can easily beat us. Like how we said before, in Segunda, every team can beat everyone. Do they come in a bad form? Yes. Is the atmosphere with the fans and the team bad? Pretty much, but that doesn't really mean too much because at the end of the day, it's still Segunda. I do think Malaga should win and will win, but it's Segunda, so you just never know.
And
You
there's still Lucas Zidane on goal.
Yeah,
And I think Lucas Zidane is a very good goalkeeper.
yeah. He hadn't had too great of a match against Mirandes, but he is a pretty good goalkeeper. So
But Mirandes also is a very strong side. I mean, Mirandes is in a way not the same Mirandes as last season, because last season they started with uh, no players at all, I believe. But now there's a serious team, a serious side of Mirandes, and they're serious players, and I think they're going to do very well.
yeah, and they have a very good striker with Carlos Fernandez, what I've been a big fan of for a long time. Even though his numbers haven't been too great, I do think he's a pretty decent striker. So yeah, Mirandes always managed to find those players what they have a very good eye for. So
Players left at Granada. I think Granada still have to how do you call that, to melt in with each
yeah,
other, and I think they won't. It would surprise me a lot, but a lot, if Granada is a team that would relegate. I don't see them relegate, if I'm
I
honest.
don't think so neither. I don't think so neither. I think they will get out there, and it's just a
They-
matter of time.
yeah.
But you never know. The season that we relegated, I didn't thought we were going to relegate neither. So nothing is, no one is safe. Just because you're a big name like Granada, that doesn't mean you won't relegate. So they do need to get their things in order. Yeah,
He mentioned that's a fun thing. He mentioned Stoichkov.
yeah,
It was a player who 4 or 5 seasons ago, 4 or 3 seasons, was linked with Malaga. Never
yeah.
signed, played for Malaga, but
When it was at Alcorcon,
he is such a good player.
yeah, I is one of my favorite strikers from Segunda as well. Last year he went obviously to Primera, or yeah, to Primera with Alaves. Didn't manage to score a goal. Well, I think it's quite sad because I do think it's the quality player to play in Primera. But he's a very good striker, Segunda, and I think we definitely missed out on him back in 2019, 2020. So yeah,
I
so it's
agree.
good for us that he's not there anymore. Even though he's now at Deportivo La Coruña, so we still will face him. At least not next weekend.
That's a very good thing. The prediction. I don't have a prediction. What is your prediction?
Prediction. Yeah, what can I say? 1-0 2-1. I don't think it will be a slaughter fest. I think most games will be like last season where we will win on minimum margin. There's also Segunda, there's also Pellicer style. That's also what I think is good enough for the squad. I do hope to personally see a really good game of La Rubia. Hopefully he can score a goal. I think it's time now. And then maybe Chupete can score. That would be nice. Chupete or Enco, one of the strikers, or Joaquin, to get them a little bit more confidence in front of goal. But it will probably be Rafa. That brings us the win.
I'm going to say 2-0 Malaga. I have to keep positive.
Yep.
I have to stay positive. Let's look at Malaga. What is there something we should change? Should we keep this winning team? I mean, we miss Nino. You would change? I
I
think
would
it's obvious. We're going
main
to
thing.
see
Yeah, Danny Sanchez.
Danny
That's for me the only thing, Danny Sanchez. Because to be honest, I really liked the midfield last week with Rafa, Isan, and Juanpe. I really like Isan as well, and I think he's making big steps. Maybe I would try Enco, but I don't know how fit he is, a striker. But for the rest, for me, Joaquin and La Rubia on the wings, I think that should stay like that.
I'm not really convinced with the Neko, so I would keep Chupete on the striker
Yeah.
position.
Maybe we will see the other new signing, Dorio. Don't think he will start, but maybe he can make his debut. Excited to see what he can bring, even though his numbers aren't too great. But that doesn't really say anything, because when we say Tete Morente from Lugo a couple of years ago, everyone thought he was going to be bad, and maybe one of the better players that definitely helped us out a lot that season.
He definitely helped us a bit that season.
Yeah, no, it's also with
Yeah,
Petty.
you
I think
signed for a bit of Dorio. It could be.
I think he's for assigned for a backup. Well, I think it's great, because I don't think he's ahead of La Rubia and Joaquin. But it's good to have, and I'm excited to see what he can bring to the team. I think I don't know too much about him, so I need to see him on the pitch before. But
Could be very interesting.
could be interesting, or could be a whole lot of nothing.
Maybe, but it's a maybe. I wouldn't start with Dotor.
You wouldn't, or you would?
No.
No, I wouldn't. I would like to see him maybe play if Joaquin and La Rubia haven't had a great game, but I'm expecting that La Rubia and Joaquin will actually bring something against Granada.
I'm not a
They've been
Dotor
playing
fan.
well, but more in like numbers, assists, or goals.
I think that playing with La Rubia and Joaquin Munoz is our strongest 11. I don't think
Yeah, I think so.
Dorio can bring
I agree.
something else.
I agree. I think
So I would keep that.
La Rubia, I think I saw statistic that he's the winger who dribbles the most in La Liga and La Liga Hypermotion, above Nico Williams, above Yamal. So I think that Rubia is 100% starter.
Yeah.
And then maybe only thing in midfield, maybe Dotor will play. But I don't really see Pellicer changing Isan, changing Rafa, or changing Juanpe. Maybe Dotor for Juanpe. But I liked Juanpe a lot, so I would like to see his form continue.
Really? Do
Because
you
I
like
think
him?
not last season, but the last two games I did like him, and I do think we need to give him some continuation to get his form up. And if not, then I think it's over. Because last season I was not a fan of Juanpe. He started out quite well against Racing de Ferrol last season, where I thought, oh, maybe this could be the season of Juanpe, but no. But the last two games he's been alright. 2 assists, 2 official assists, not really like anything special, but he got the 2 assists on the statistics. So
I think that Juanpe wasn't very good for the last 2 seasons. Didn't really understand why he was last season at Malaga. Still at Malaga last season. This season, I saw bits, but I'm not I'm not convinced yet. He needs to. I will be convinced when he still plays this good around Christmas.
Oh yeah, and I definitely think he should get some playtime until it's
Yeah.
Dottor overtakes him, because so far Dottor had a really great assist against Betis on La Rubia. What he's shown, he has quality, but so far I think for next week against Granada, for at least me, it's Juanpe for me in the starting 11. I want to see him now play a couple of games to really like, can he do it or not? Because if not, then I think it's out, and then I would even get rid of him in Christmas.
I,
To be honest.
I totally agree. Now comes the part I've been waiting for 42 minutes, because we're going to step away from football, and we're going to listen to your bit.
To my bit, yeah. Well, I'm going to speak about something about my hometown. What is Nerja / Maro City. I live in Maro. Well, now I live in Holland, but I lived in Nerja since I was 9, and now I live in well, my parents live in Maro, and I live with them. And in Maro, you have something very big to Andalusia, to Spain even, I would say. What are the Nerja Caves? The Nerja Caves, shirt sponsor of Malaga on the warming up kit this year, also sponsoring Unicaja. So I will tell you a little bit about the Nerja Caves and what is fascinating about it. Basically, the Nerja Caves were discovered in 1959 by a group of local guys. They went out for chasing bats, and they stumbled upon the massive cave system in Nerja, Maro. What is an underground world filled with incredible stalactites, sorry for my pronunciation, and stalagmites. What are the stalactites? Are the ones that are coming out of the ceiling, and the stalagmites are the rocks coming out of the floor, basically, of the cave. And basically what's even more impressive is the cave paintings found over 40,000 years ago. They are one of the oldest cave paintings in Europe that brings a lot of history to Nerja and also to Malaga itself, but I think it's a massive tourist attraction that brings a lot of visitors, nearly 500,000 visitors a year to the Nerja Caves. I live right next to it, so I see every day the buses coming by. Malaga comes there as well because they're sponsored, but also on the trip once a year now. They were there last year. They probably will go again this year. And yeah, it's very impressive caves. And I haven't been there in a long time, but when I was younger, I used to go there quite often, and it's very nice to go there. And it's filled with history, filled with just like natural beauty. How to say it? Something fun as well. They do is the Cueva Nerja Festival. They have in those caves. They give concerts. I've never been, but I heard it's very impressive because the sound rebounds of the caves, and it's supposed to be very, very beautiful. And hopefully I would love to go there one day.
I've been there
So,
once when I was young,
do you like it?
with my grandmother and my grandfather. I mean, you have several caves in Malaga. I believe in the province of Malaga, I believe you have, sorry, 4 or 5 caves, which
Yeah.
you can visit. There are more caves, but these ones are the biggest, and they are open for public to see. The last caves I've been to were the caves in Rincón de la Victoria.
I've never been there.
Also very nice, but not as nice as the caves in Nerja. La Cueva de Nerja are amazing, very big, very huge. I mean, it's a big open space. From
Yeah,
what
they have
there's been a
the
time.
biggest stalactite in the world, over 30 meters tall. That's just right there, and it's very
Yeah.
fascinating to see. And
No, it's really fascinating.
it's only a small part is open to the public. The rest is all still like prevented for research purposes. And I think you can also do like a special tour there. I've never done it, that you can go deep inside the cave with like special tour guide with like helmets and like ropes and stuff. But it's very impressive. I've never done, but I heard some good things about that.
But overall, I think Nerja is a great day out, because
It has fantastic there.
I mean, I've seen the whole coastline of the province of Malaga, and I think, like the beaches in Nerja, there are no beaches at all. It's
It's one of the best
amazing
beaches in Europe, to be honest.
how beautiful the beaches of Nerja are. Nerja town, I fell in love with it when I visited last time. Was a year ago. I texted you. I said,
Yeah,
"Wow,
I was in Japan then, so I
yeah,
couldn't see you there. But it
what a
was
place!"
Nerja town is I love it so much. I do miss it now on a daily basis because it's where I grew up since I was 9 years old. I do feel also, even though I was born in Spain, moved to Holland when I was young, and I'm half Spanish, half Dutch. Even as a Giri, I do feel Nerjeño, and I do feel very part of there. And it's a beautiful town. It's got so many things to do. You got the beautiful beaches, but you can also go in a Rio Chillar, go up and have a lovely hike all the way up into the mountains of Axarquía. Then you have also Playaso, which is a beautiful natural beach still, with the next to the campo. And then you got Buriana. You got the Balkan of Europe, what is one of the biggest balcons in the world.
It's
And
really nice.
yeah,
It's a
it is.
really nice. It's
And then you
busy,
got
but it's nice.
It is very nice. I've been there many times, also in the night when there was no one with my friends, and yeah, it's great. What I love as
Nerja
well
is
about it is all the hidden beaches as well. So you got Buriana, what is on the big beach, what's maybe one of the more popular ones. But you also have Salon. You also got like, well, me and my friends were going a lot to this summer. Is the hippie beach next to Buriana, where you go through a little campo way. You go up, and it's like it looks like you're like in the Caribbean. It's beautiful. It's sometimes I don't think, well, living there, sometimes I don't appreciate it as much when I'm there, but now I'm not there, I do really appreciate it a lot. I think it's a
I
beautiful
think
town.
if you are in Nerja or if you are in Malaga on holiday and you come every year, you have to go. You really should go to Nerja. Not every year, maybe if you, but you have to visit Nerja because Nerja is a nice white village, old village, like a typical Andalusian village with nice shops. I mean, it's really typically Andalusian village with a beach you've never seen before in Spain. And there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in
Yeah.
Nerja. There are a lot of great restaurants, places you can have dinner, you can have food. It really is, and I've seen a lot of the Costa del Sol. Nerja really is one of my favorite parts of Andalusia. And also very close to Nerja is another village, Frigiliana. And those two, and it's very close to each other. Those
Yes,
two,
10-minute
either,
drive, I think, from Nerja going up the
either
mountains, 10
yeah,
minutes, 15 minutes. It's beautiful, Virginiana.
when you're coming from Malaga, either you go up left up the mountain, or either you go right to the beach. It's beautiful, both of them.
Yeah, and it's only like, for me to get to La Rosaleda from Nerja on a match day, it maybe takes like 35 minutes. 40 minutes including parking, so it's not a long drive from Malaga city, and it's highly recommended, even though it's one of the last villages of Malaga province before you head into Granada. It's definitely worth a visit.
It is.
Also, one of Spain's older, no, not oldest, but like a very big TV show from back in the day is also filmed there, Verano Azul, on Buriana, on Ayo, what is still there. And yeah, so
So write down, go Nerja next time holiday. Nerja.
yeah. And if you want a good bar, Bar El Fuego.
Bar El Fuego.
Bar El Fuego.
It's a Dutch
All the
bar.
Malaga matches are on to watch there, and all the other football.
And this is the second Dutch episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're Dutch, I'm Dutch. I mean, you can hear it in the way we talk, probably. If you haven't noticed it for the past 50 minutes, you're probably Dutch as well. We have to call this episode Double Dutch now.
Yeah.
Double Dutch. Tonie, Macaroni, thank you for another episode.
No worries. Thank you for having me again. It's been great.
My name was Chris Marquez. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and do all the content creators ask you to do. What is important? We are 12 followers away from reaching the 1,000 followers on TikTok. I know. Follow us on TikTok, and I promise you, we don't do silly dances. We don't do what people do on TikTok. We post Malaga related things, mostly videos of the matches we attend to. And I'm going to finish with a Vamos Malaga. Vamos Malaga.
From Sweden to the UK, down to the coast. We ain't locals, but we scream the most. La Rosaleda, second